Welcome to the Sanskrit Podcast, where the ideas of ancient India meet the modern world. I'm Shobha Narayan. Our guest today is Vidushi Dr. T.S. Sathyavathi, who combines her two passions, Carnatic music and Sanskrit, in her life and work. Today, Dr. Sathyavathi is here to talk about Subhashitas. Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
So, for many of us, we don't even know the origin of Subhashitas. What are they? Are they proverbs? What?
Subhashita is a Sanskrit word meaning sushtu bhashitam, well said. Bhashita is speech.
Yes.
Su is the upasarga or the prefix added to bhashita, the word, to make it mean well said. Well said means it may be in one line or it may be a couplet, that is 4 lines, 4 padas, it may be in the form of a shloka, but not more than that. It has to be a very pithy, compact, concise thing.
And the context of Subhashitas is, are they by themselves or are they within?
They are self-contained. They are independent of the context. Of course, you do find hundreds and thousands of such Subhashitas, proverbial statements, adages. In ancient texts, right from the Vedas, you have Subhashitas. But they are not called so then. Later on, they came to be called so. They are in the Mahabharata, they are in the Ramayana, they are in almost all granthas. Because they are pearls of wisdom. What the poet has experienced in his life, what lessons he has learned. Why I say poet means, that is because it is well said. What is well said combines in itself 2 things. One, the content, and then the other, presentation. That means one is the matter and the other is the manner. Both are very well done here. So that is the idea when we say Subhashita is well said thing, the concept, an idea. So they are contextual as far as they belong to a certain text.
Correct.
Even when you take out of the context, they are complete by themselves. They have lot of message to give to the world in general.
So maybe the best way is to give through examples, to show us through examples of Subhashitas, 1 or 2.
Yeah, many, there are hundreds and thousands, as I said. See, bhavanti namras tarava phalodgamaihi navambubhir bhuri vilambino ghanaha anuddhata satpurusha samruddhibihi swabhavayevaisha paropakarinam. This is an observation the poet has made about the benevolent people. People who live not just for their own sake, who are selfless, who are not selfish, who live for the sake of others, who are always prepared to sacrifice whatever they have for the well-being of the world or the others. He gives the examples of bhavanti namras taravaha phalodgamaihi. With the load of burden of fruits, a tree bends low. It doesn't eat up its fruits itself. The tree offers it to others. Therefore, and the offering is indicated by its bending low, which is actually the burden or the load that makes it bend. But the poet sees it as the trait of a benevolent person who offers it with all humility and surrender. Like bhavanti namras taravaha, taravaha the vrikshaha, the trees, phalodgamaihi with the fruits. Navambubhihi bhuri vilambino ghanaha. Ghanaha are the clouds. With when they are filled with water, they don't drink up water themselves. They offer it to the world by stooping low, coming close to the earth, which is a natural phenomenon. This he makes very beautifully connected to the benevolent people. Anuddhata satpurusha samruddhibhihi, he says. Satpurusha, the saintly, noble people, they are never puffed up by fortunes, by riches. They are always humble. Swabhavayevaisha paropakarinam. The final Vakya says, this is in fact the nature of the benevolent. They don't import it from outside. They don't imitate it from outside. It is so innate and natural to them. They are by themselves like that. See, benevolence, these are certain virtues which cannot be taught. So it has to be in a person. A person has to be a Vinita or a humble person by himself. And that of course comes from his worldly wisdom and by learning and all that. So that follows. So one Subhashita leads to so many thoughts.
Be humble, don't be proud.
Be humble. And that humility you can get from knowledge.
Knowledge and offering to the world.
Yes, and when you come to realize that you are just a very small part of this whole. And there are so many people who are in a position much, much, much lower than you. And if you could be of any help to them, can there be more satisfying thing for a person?
Correct.
So all these teachings come from one Subhashita.
And one thing that occurred to me is also the connection with nature. Our poets of the past were so observant of.
Yes,
we also see clouds, but we don't make that connection.
Exactly. That is the poet's mind, the observation. Because what the others cannot see, the poet can see.
Yes.
He can connect everything to life.
Yes. Are there many types of Subhashitas?
Certainly. Because you can classify them into many types depending upon the theme. That is one thing. And type means Vidhi, Nishedha and Anyukti are the major classifications. Vidhi means do's. Nishedha means don'ts. What should be avoided in life. There are beautiful Subhashitas for all this. And Anyukti is a very, very attractive branch of Subhashita, wherein the human is addressed indirectly. That is through a pigeon, like through a cuckoo or a crow or a swan. So an animal, it may be a bird. So while addressing the animal or any member of the nature, the poet tries to draw the attention with force, drive home an idea with force to a human.
To the human. Okay.
So that is Anyukti. And apart from that, you have the Chitra Prakarana. Chitra Prakarana is very, what you call, it's very attractive because it couches in itself several riddles, which are also, there are Prahelikas, Antaralapa, Bahiralapa. Within that, in the Chitra Prakarana, you have so many varieties. And Samasya Purana is also one.
What is that?
Samasya Purana, there is a pragmatic line, just one pada. As you must be knowing, in any Subhashita there are 4 padas, because Shlokas Chatushpadi, it is in the form of a shloka. Every shloka has 4 quarters, not necessarily of equal length. So one pada will be given by a person. When you just read it, there will be some incongruity about it, incompatibility about it, something beyond one's comprehension. There's no logic in it. It is inexplicable. You have to make it very meaningful by adding 3 more lines to that.
So this was done like a competition. Somebody would give this line and the other would.
It's all brain teasers. They are all brain teasers. That would hone up your intellect. You will be made to think and you become more and more clever. They are all pastimes of the wise, like the learned. See, it is Prauda Vinoda, what we call. They are games, but Praudas, only the learned, people used to play like this.
Can you give an example of any of those?
Yes, for instance, one tatam tatam tam ta tatam tatam taha. Somebody says, for instance, what can you make out by this? Just sound.
Yes.
At the most, it can sound like the bowls of a tabla or a mridanga, whatever. Tatam tatam tam ta tatam tatam taha. There is rhythm in that.
Yes.
And the remaining 3 lines should not go out of this prosodic structure. That is, the chandas should not be upset.
Yes.
So it has to be completed in accordance to the rules of prosody, also keeping in mind that also perhaps a very intelligent person has done it. Ramabhisheke madavihvalayaha hastachyuto hemaghata tarunyaha hemaghatas tarunyaha sopanamasadya karoti shabdam tatam tatam tam tatam tatam taha. What is it? There is the coronation of Rama, which has been announced, and everybody is impassioned and excited about the wonderful occasion. So Rama Abhisheke Madavihvala, this gives the picture of a damsel who is all excited about the occasion, wonderful occasion. And she goes to the lake to draw water, or the river to draw water. And she's in a hurry because she's so excited. She's in a hurry, and the pot, the pitcher that she is carrying with water, it falls off her hands. Hastachyutaha, and it is a hemaghata, behoving the stature of Rama, who is a royal personality. It is a hemaghata, that is a golden pitcher, pitcher made of gold.
Okay.
Hemaghataha, it falls off her hands. Ghatas tarunyaha, sopana masadya. Sopana means the steps.
So from the
which
water
lead to
tank, she is climbing up the steps.
She is climbing up the steps. So it is dropped, and the dropped ghata is falling from one step to the other, one step to the other. Then it gives out this sound. Tatam, tatam, tam, tatam, tatam, taha. That's how it falls.
Amazing.
Amazing. Very beautiful. And look at the combination of sound and sense. It's otherwise it has no sense actually, but the sound is so beautiful to hear. It's an oral pleasure to hear that tatam tatam taha, but made very meaningful.
Put in context.
In context.
That requires imagination.
Yes, it requires a lot of imagination, and brilliant. A brilliant example of samasya purti.
So I guess this Subhashita is not a proverb or an adage, because it is just a beautiful description.
Yes.
So all Subhashitas don't have to have a message.
Message in the sense, I mean, the entire shloka itself has a message.
Yes, of course.
Like
a description.
Yes, a description, and how one can be very creative.
Yeah, I guess that
one
is
can
the
be
message.
very imaginative and creative is also a lesson that you can learn. One shloka.
Yes, yes. So that is samasya.
Subhashitam.
Subhashita.
The content is also good.
Correct.
The way it is expressed is also good.
Correct.
That way, it need not necessarily be a proverb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that.
But it has something to offer in a very creative manner.
Okay. Now, what about those other one line, the Neeti, and then you had mentioned the other types of Subhashitas, which is
Vidhi.
Vidhi.
Vidhi Nishedha.
Vidhi and
Vidhi
Nishedha.
means do this. So he is very sure of what he is saying, the poet, the Subhashitakara. Yes. And if you take it in the context also, you have a very beautiful Vidhi. I mean, Subhashita coming under this category of Vidhi in the Shakuntala, Abhigyana Shakuntala. Kanva, the foster father of Shakuntala, when he is sending her to her husband's place, he instructs her as to how she should behave in the husband's place. And this is not only to Shakuntala, but to all newlywed brides. Shushrooshasva gurun, kuru priya sakhi vrittim sapatni jane, bharturviprakritapi roshanataya masma pratipam gamaha, bhuishtham bhava dakshina parijane, bhagyeshvanutsekini, yantyevam grihinipadam yuvatayo, vamah kulasyadhayaha. He gives all this, how she should be accommodative, how she should be very adjusting, and how she should be very pleasant and serve the elders in the family, how she should not give herself to anger and wrath and all that. This is how the poet says the girls become gems who uplift both the families, what they are born into and where they belong to later on. Others are a bane to the family, says. Vamah kulasyadhayaha. So be like this, do this. This one.
Are Subhashitas easy to memorize, or is there a trick to remembering them other than just memorizing them?
You have to memorize. It is very easy. You are attracted towards a Subhashita because of both, as I said, the way it is said and the things that are said, which are very, very essential for a human being. In all walks of life and in every stage and occasion in life, you come across a situation when you are guided by these Subhashitas. These Subhashitas shed a lot of light on how one can be worldly wise, how one can react or respond to certain circumstances or this thing. Therefore, it does not become very difficult once you like it.
Yeah.
When you understand it, know the value of it.
Are
Whatever
they
you find precious, it's natural for any person to memorize it.
Are they relevant to today's times? Because they were written thousands of years ago.
If you are talking about that Subhashita I quoted from Shakuntala, maybe times have changed, but I quoted it only for Vidhi. Okay? But Subhashitas, there are thousands which can be used, which have to be memorized, and which give us lot of what you call an insight, and our very sense of perception will be elevated by these Subhashitas. Your viewing of the whole society, the people around you, that itself gets refined and fruitioned if you know the Subhashitas. So, because they are all emerging from the experience of a what you call a very sensitive person who is very, very sensitive to what is happening around him. That's a poet, the Subhashitakara. Therefore, they ought to be of immense help and use to everybody for all times to come.
Now there's a lot of talk about how to become wise. Wisdom is a subject, and I feel that reading Subhashitas...
They are pearls of wisdom. Yes.
Yeah.
Very easily you can make use of this Subhashita. And they tell us what is good, what is bad. Of course, times have changed, and certain interpretations, or we have to redefine certain things.
Correct.
Such things are there, no doubt about it. But in general, human behavior, human nature, and the turmoils and tribulations, the pleasure and pain that a human experiences in life, they cannot change.
Correct.
They are just the same.
Right.
His laughter is the same. His tears are the same.
Yes.
So therefore, when these things happen, then what should be the mindset of a person when he faces such challenging circumstances? They give lot of strength.
And the last question is, for somebody who wants to access Subhashitas, what is a good way to take the first step?
There are so many. Actually, in our education system itself, if one is a student of Sanskrit, so in the very early lessons, they will be introduced to these Subhashitas, simple Subhashitas.
But for someone living abroad,
Krishna, anybody. But there are so many Subhashita Sangrahas. I must show you a book which is written by one Dr. H.K. Ramapriyan, who is in the United States of America. How inspired he was by Bhartrhari's Neetishataka, which is Shataka means 100. It's a collection of 100 Subhashitas, perhaps written by the same poet, or a few of them collected from other poets also. It is Neetishataka, 100 shlokas. He has written the translation, published it with English translation, very beautiful English, very flowery language, plus he has translated them not in the prose form alone, but in the same poetic poetry. In the form of poetry, he has translated it into English.
Okay.
It's a very beautiful book. And apart from, this is a very recent one, but from very early times, you have such compilations. Because the Subhashitas that you find in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, they need to be compiled by somebody.
Correct.
There are so many such compilations. One very huge compilation is made by the Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute from Baroda. It has over 4,000 Subhashitas.
Called the Subhashita Ratna.
Subhashita Ratna Bhandaagaraa. So it's a repository. It's a treasure house of Subhashitas.
Okay.
So there are classifications according to theme. So topics. And whatever you want to see. but unfortunately it is not translated. It doesn't have a translation. But there are so many books published from various agencies and individuals also with the translation. Whatever Subhashitas they have found to be very attractive and useful, they have translated them into English.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sathyavathi, for giving us a glimpse of Subhashitas.